Well, today we're in the home yard, and since I've decided to go to all this Russian style boxes which have bottom boards, I'm going to set up a little different than the way that I was running them last year, which was on these pallets. So they're sitting on a pallet with some cleats on there to hold it up and some cleats to hold the box on, and then they just come in and out off the pallet. But you have to put mouse guards on there, and then the mouse guards fail and other issues. So I'm going with this style, which I purchased a lot of last spring. So I ran short of deep boxes for all the deep frames that I'm trying to get cleaned up and on here. I'm going to run double deeps for a brood box. So I've been going out to my main yards and changing out these that I've gotten cleaned. It's one of the problems with these is that the bees can't clean the bottom of the box as well. So I've been trying to clean them and hit them with some bleach and get them all painted up, get the phone number from the guy I bought them from painted over, and get my brand on it. And I decided to go with purple for a color because it's what I had when I needed to paint something. So anyway, I'm changing some of those out, but some of these, where I change this one out to that type of bottom board, I'll gain a box, because the frames in that box will go into these empty frames, into these empty boxes, and I'll end up with an extra deep box that I can put frames in to go on top. So anyway, I'm going to start working this, and maybe I'll find something interesting to shoot video for you guys. So I'm switching these over onto the other pallets. So I've set the new pallet that I'm using over here. I've just transferred these colonies onto this one, then I'll scoot it right into the same place. But I'm getting these set up with inside feeders if they didn't have them. Most of these have. I wanted to point out that when they're empty, they'll draw a comb inside. Well, this comb that they've got is actually full of capped honey. Well, it doesn't hurt a thing. And the truth is, even if they have a lot of comb drawn in the feeder, if you were to take that comb out and melt it down, the volume that it takes up in that feeder is pretty small. So even if you put feed in it with it in there, it just gives them one more ladder to come up and down, and the feed will go into the holes if you're not filling it too fast. It doesn't really take up that much. You don't have to go to the trouble of scraping it all out unless it's really complicated. But I'm just transferring these bees into that box, then I'll put their top back on them. This has been a pretty strong colony all the way through, and I'm doing an inspection on how much brood we've got and where they're at with honey and things, getting that on my app as I go through here. So